We already know that the new Ford Ranger Raptor is really great off-road.
But can it tow the max capacity trailer up the Ike Gauntlet?
Well, we're here to find out on the world's toughest towing test. The Ranger Raptor is rated at 5,510 pounds of tow rating. And I loaded the trailer up to 5,500 pounds, maximum load.
Well, what is this ugly thing on the trailer?
It's not ugly. It's our precious 1978 Subaru Brat 4x4. Yeah, I don't like the paint job very much, but it is on sale.
Oh, it's on sale.
Yes, the TFL Studios is selling our Brat, and we're mostly sad. So if you want it, email us at ask@tfltruck.com. Mr. Truck,
Yes, sir.
we're gonna pop out of the tunnel with the Ranger Raptor.
Oh, wow. This is the Eisenhower Tunnel. Do you know what they've renamed this highway?
What?
It is now called Pothole 70.
No, Ike Gauntlet. All right, so this is the first Ranger Raptor in the United States.
Wow. Really?
This is exciting.
First one. That's so cool. Even though they've been around Thailand and all over
Australia, Europe.
That was the first edition. This is the new and improved Raptor.
Yeah. So we'll be doing, I'm in tow haul mode in 5th gear. So we'll be testing the tow haul mode and seeing exactly how good or bad this is.
That's great. You got factory brake control. This has got all the stuff for the trailer. This is awesome.
So that was my first brake application.
Okay, there's number one.
And it did downshift now to 4th. Look, we have a big indicator.
Oh, I'm so glad Ford does indicators basically all their trucks. It's a good way to have it.
Yeah.
So you know what gear you're in. You know what you're doing. 4th is actually pretty good coming down this hill. Most of the trucks will do it in 3rd gear.
Yeah, maybe it will change. We'll see how it goes. Of course, we have a relatively large displacement, right? 3 liters.
Wow.
Because many other companies are now going to even smaller displacement engines.
Yeah, and this is the V6 with 2 turbos.
Mr. Truck, look at this beefy front grille.
It looks almost as big as a 150 grill. It's big.
Heck yeah. All right, so this is the gem. Well, it doesn't look like a gem because there's a lot going on here.
Well, yeah, but it's got some room to work around it, I see.
Yeah, but it's a 3-liter twin turbo V6. It's really high performance. And really what this engine is designed for is really hot weather desert racing and driving fast.
That's really hard on engines.
Yes, but we're towing, and that's also really hard on engines.
Yeah, it is.
Well, what are the power specs?
Well, the horsepower is 405.
Yeah.
And a torque is 430 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah.
And that's now, I'm looking at the air cleaner on here.
Yeah.
Does that have a special cold air intake? Because it's got that big snorkel right by the lip.
Yeah, so it has one entrance for the air here on the passenger side. I believe there's another entrance somewhere inside the fender.
They need a lot of air for those twin turbos.
And you can see kind of down there, you see that Garrett down there? That's it has 2 turbos, one on each side. And there's a cooler here. Look at this. This box, I believe.
The intercooler, yeah, I see a lot of hoses here, a lot of piping.
Yeah, a lot of hoses. And the torque comes in, the maximum torque is at 3,500 RPM.
That's good.
Which is...
That's for a gas engine, that's good.
It could be lower, though.
Yeah, well...
and maximum horsepower, of course, is up there at 5,500 RPM. And I don't know if we'll ever hit that high RPM. Okay, I have to hit it one more time.
Well, that's pretty far apart. That's good.
It's 2 brake applications.
Yep, we're at 2.
Well, this is Pothole City.
This is Pothole. Yeah. Well, it's the damn chains. They're making more chains all winter long. You're finding in the spring. So I guess I'll start patching this thing up. Hey, what's the color of this truck?
It's called Hot Pepper.
Hot Pepper.
Hot Pepper.
That is cool.
And it looks red, but in certain light it looks orange almost. We also, you and I, very recently we ran a regular Ranger, brand new one, FX4,
right,
on the same Ike Gauntlet. Oh, I have to use my brake again.
Okay, three brake applications.
So And in this video, we can also compare. We can show some of the footage from that previous run.
That'd be good.
And compare and see how, if it's better. It could be better.
That was a great video. 5 mid-sized trucks.
Yes, all together.
All together pulling trailers up the same road. I love that video. That was a very long one today.
So check it out. Check out TFLtruck.com, oldtfl.com, and also where else?
Store.mrtruck.com.
What do you sell on that store?
Everything.
Rangers?
Centromatic. Even that new Hitch you got on here, I sell.
Way safe?
I do.
Yes. We're of course using our new hitch. I'm really happy about it. We can show it to you right now. I'm very excited that we have a new partner on the Ike Gauntlet, and it's Way Safe Hitches.
Well, they're cool. Look, it's aluminum. It's lighter to put on there.
Yeah.
It double locks the ball so nobody can steal that. That
Yes.
is so cool. And you always want to know what your tongue weight is. That's a good idea.
Look, everything is clearly labeled. Maximum capacity of this particular hitch. It's height adjustable. Like you said, it's all aluminum, so it's very lightweight. And this gauge is amazing for safety.
Oh, cool.
Right?
Yes.
It says 500 pounds of tongue load right now. So maybe we're a tiny bit light on the tongue. But as soon as we move that load forward, like if we move the Subaru forward,
Yeah.
you could see it changing in real time.
And that's cool. And you didn't have to go to a scale house. You didn't have to go to a truck stop. That's so cool. And you know what? You can buy these at store.mrtruck.com.
See, it's even better. By the way, I did go to the scales, and I did weigh it, and yeah, I verified it.
That's occasionally you need to verify this. And you can get 2 balls for this, the 2 5/16 and the 2-inch. So it'll fit everybody.
We always measure on both sides of the truck. So passenger side, 37. Let's check the driver's side. I measured both sides before we loaded the truck, and it was 40.5.
Good deal.
So
I don't have to unhook the trailer. Isn't that a marvelous idea?
I know, you don't have to do extra work. That's 36 3/4 here. Wow.
That's over 3 inches, right?
That's like 3.5 inches of squat.
Well, it's an off-road truck. It's made to have a lot of wheel travel, which
And,
is what you want.
and articulation.
Yeah. Now, on that Fox Shot, can you adjust it for a trailer?
No, well, the tow haul mode kind of controls the valve inside each truck, and
Okay.
it makes them a little bit stiffer,
Oh.
which is supposed to help.
That should help with squat.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not. But we've seen this before with Raptors.
Right.
F-150 Raptors, we've tested like, 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
And all of them squat kind of like this.
The real off-road trucks are going to do that because you need that wheel travel.
So now, I have to use my brake one more time.
Okay, that's 4.
We're still in 4th gear. It's maintaining 4th.
Yeah. Now, has it downshifted again?
No. It's kind of came out at 4th and it stayed in 4th.
Well, that's good. You know, I remember going down this hill a lot 3rd gear. So this is cool. I'm amazed at the rear axle ratio. You know, the big Raptor is 410. It's one of my favorite axles.
Yeah.
This is a 4.27. It's even lower than the big Raptor. That should give you so much power.
Ooh, I have to hit the brakes one more time.
Okay, there's 5.
Well, if it's closer to 10, that would be no good, right?
Well, that seems to be like an average thing in that range. Some have got 11, some have got more. Some have got like 0.
Yeah.
No, this is just too cool. Man, that's so awesome. The first time out in this new Raptor. And it's look, it's a gorgeous truck.
It is good. It's almost 3 inches wider than the regular Ranger.
That's a good thing.
It has a multi-link, 5-link rear axle ratio with coils.
That's a good thing. Yeah, you want that flexibility back there.
But it did squat quite a bit, so we need to measure that.
Yeah.
And we need to see exactly what it is. Mr. Truck,
Yes.
I cannot see any bump stops, but you can see this orange lower part of the shock absorber, and it's a very unique design because it's really a coilover. Right above it, you can kind of see the shock. It goes inside the coil spring, and I believe the bump stop is somewhere either inside the coil or maybe the shock itself has bump stop protection.
That's what I'm thinking, and that's probably in the shock. If
Yeah.
it changes when you put it in tow haul mode,
Yeah.
It's exactly probably what they want to do. They want that shock to control how far down it goes.
But we never felt that bottom out.
No, I'm sure he wasn't hitting something that it shouldn't have been. No,
Yeah.
That's kind of a good idea to do an off-road truck, is just let the computers figure it out with the Fox shocks, yeah.
Well, we're almost done with this run.
That's what I'm thinking.
And by the way, on the potholes, it was a bit bumpy. In tow haul mode, because these are live shocks.
Right.
So the shocks adjust how they work
Fox,
in different modes.
Yes.
Fox live valves. So it was a little harsh, but right now it's super stable. There is no sway, and it's really, it just wants to go straight.
Oh,
It's just really stable.
Well, I think you said tow haul mode, it automatically puts in four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive.
It does. So I had to click it manually into two-wheel drive.
Well, that's interesting, but this probably has a lot of traction with that kind of axle ratio.
Yeah.
These big new tires, the K.
And it has a lot of torque and power.
Yeah, this has all the things you want.
One more.
Okay, now we're up to 7. I hope that was the last one.
I think that may be the last one.
Yeah. And so it didn't downshift again. What's in tow haul mode? Why is it not downshifting more?
I don't know. It's just happy because the RPM is around 4,300 RPM.
Yeah, and it's staying in fourth gear all this time. That's kind of unusual.
So I think it's doing okay. I mean, it's not maybe the best performance downhill.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy. I mean, the engine is not too loud.
Yeah.
How's the seat?
Well, that's what I'm wondering, because we did that 5 mid-sizes, and you like the Ranger seat really well in that.
Yeah.
And this one really grabs you. I mean, it's like a race car.
It's a different seat.
Yeah, it grabs your thighs. So
Says hello.
Yeah, even as wide-body reporters can handle the seat. I'm comfortable. I mean, I like it.
That's it, dude. We're done.
Oh my gosh.
So what is it?
7.
7 brake applications. So that's not 10.
No.
That's pretty good. And now we have to test it, of course, up the mountain. We're done with the downhill portion in the Ranger.
Okay.
And that's how many brake applications?
10.
10. That's a little bit more than I expected.
Yeah, yeah.
But still okay. The brakes worked great.
Well, great
but
shifted some.
It's
Not
great
as much
shift
as I would like.
Yeah. Here by the back of the hitch, I can see a couple of elements that remind me that part of the development of this truck came from Australia. It's this hoop here, and also the location of the trailer wiring plugs. Of course, it has a 4-pin connector here and a 7-pin connector here, but it's underneath the bumper, which is kind of strange to us, Mr. Truck and I. And Tommy took it to Moab, and see, he dented this little part of the skid plate for it. So it's a good thing it's protected, but I think, Mr. Truck, you would agree that we want to see this somewhere in the bumper, right?
Yeah, all kinds of room next to the license plate. I mean, where all the rest of the world puts them. I mean.
All right, Mr. Truck, are you ready to launch up the mountain?
Oh, I'm cool, man. This Raptor Ranger, I bet Scud does it in 8 minutes. This is a super Ike for the old Ranger.
Yeah, but it might be the best Raptor of them all. We'll see. We'll see how it does.
Yeah.
Are you ready with the timer?
I am ready.
And hit it now. Let's see when we hit 60. I'll tell you when.
Man, this is that little bird of wine, though. V6.
And 60.
Okay. Just a hair over 10 seconds.
So like almost 11 seconds.
Well, a hair over 10.
Okay. It is heavier than a regular Ranger.
Yeah.
By a considerable amount, because of course it has skid plates, it has beefier suspension components, it has that Watts Link rear cross member as well. It has bigger tires.
Yeah, and a bigger shock system on it.
Yep.
Does this have piggybacks on these Foxes?
Oh yeah, you better believe it.
It's got to be, well, what is it, 1,000 pounds heavier than a regular
No,
Ranger?
it's about 600 pounds heavier than
regular
like
Ranger.
yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of in the middle.
In the middle between
Yeah.
the F-150 Raptor and the regular Ranger.
It's too cool.
So we'll do a couple things, right? This is the world's toughest towing test because it's an 8-mile run, 7% grade, and also elevation. The maximum elevation is 11,158 feet.
That's quite a deal. Super
It's like an airplane.
maximum capacity, and we're flying up a hill.
Yes.
You're standing, you're holding 60. I bet you're
Oh,
holding
yeah.
60 most of the way.
Oh, easy. My banks data monster gauge says I'm using about 70% load. So I'm using partial throttle.
Right.
Ambient air temperature is between 55 and 57 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a warm day.
Yeah. Well, it's April. It's spring.
Springtime.
Yeah. Now this thing is rated on the highway empty to get 18 miles a gallon.
Yes.
So that's actually right where all the mid-sizes hang out. You know, it's not like it's bad because the mid-size.
Because it has more power,
yeah,
right?
hard to get 1/20. It's crazy. So it didn't hurt my fuel mileage that much. It's got twin turbo. It should be pretty efficient engine.
My transmission is staying kind of in the middle of the gauge, so my transmission is staying relatively cool as well. My coolant temp is about 217 Fahrenheit, which is nice and easy.
Yeah, and it's 56 degrees outside, so it's nothing stressful there. But you know, this is cool. And this has got these 33-inch KO3 tires.
Brand new tire too.
That's big. That's
I mean,
a tall
the
tire.
new design of the tire, the
Yeah.
KO3.
And they're 6-ply, so it's made for trailers. I love this truck.
I found a glitch in the software, I believe.
Yes.
Look at this. It says select a trailer.
No active trailer yet.
But I set it up at the ranch yesterday.
Yeah.
And every time I restart the truck, for some reason it forgets which trailer I have.
There's something about you, Andre. Every time you get into a new vehicle, there's always some kind of a glitch in the software. Are you radioactive or what's the deal?
No. Well, here I define the trailer Ike 5500, which means it's the weight.
Right.
I set all my information, but it forgot for some reason, so it's not counting my MPG for the trailer or the miles. So this is kind of odd, but it has really good tech otherwise.
Yeah.
Look, it has, it shows me my checklist. Everything is correct.
Brake control.
You see the wiring, the chains. It reminds me everything with the light check and the jack. It's got all full-featured technology, but it forgets.
Right, but it does allow you to enter all that stuff.
Why is it forgetting? Do you want to check the sound levels?
Sure. I just happen to have a gauge right here. Tell me when.
All right, let's do it now. I'll just be quiet for a moment.
I'm going to call it about a 62, which is really good.
62 decibels.
Yeah.
Anything below 70 decibels is really pretty quiet.
Yeah, it bounces, of course, from 60 up to 65. But
Sure.
it average about 62. And it sounds quiet. You know, we've been in things like your Chevy. It sounds louder than all hell, but it doesn't on the gauge. I don't understand that one. But yeah, this one actually sounds quiet.
Yeah, and of course, the exhaust system, there's valves, right? So you can make it louder if you want to have some fun. You can make it a little bit quieter if you don't want to have some fun. But we're in tow haul mode. I did not do any custom mode. But we were between 2,700 RPM and 3,400 RPM, which means this engine is not really working hard.
Yeah, we got reserve. We can pass people.
We can pass everybody.
Pass people.
Well, except I'm going the speed limit. I'm not allowed to break laws.
You have no adventure. I remember you used to be having adventure. Now you're conservative.
I'm getting older.
Okay.
I'm getting older.
This is too cool. You know, the payload's not bad. It's 1382.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's not...
For a Raptor truck?
Yeah, I think your truck's, 1,500 on the Chevy Colorado?
Yeah.
So that's like a king on that. But this is right where everybody else is.
And I think they tuned this the exhaust sound also really well.
That's what I was going to ask you. This is full flow exhaust?
Yeah, dual system.
Wow.
With special valves, so it can be a little bit louder or quieter if you want it to be.
You know, this is a cool exhaust system. It's a dual exhaust.
Yeah.
It's a powerful setup on a powerful engine. And you'd think it'd be a hell of a lot louder than it is because it purrs quiet.
Aha! But I have more. Look at this. On my steering wheel, I do have Raptor mode, of course, which I can define. But I can control the steering effort, the shocks separately, and also the exhaust. So let me go to quiet.
Oh, man, you can barely hear it.
The engine's almost not running.
Oh, no, that's awesome. So that works when you're starting up next to the neighbor who's grumpy.
Yes, but then when you're feeling playful, you go like this. And you go to Baja. You could hear it change, and then you do this.
Oh my goodness, rumble. Wow.
Yeah.
That is too cool.
you ready with the timer?
I am, and I'm pretty excited about this number.
It's going to be a ideal run, I think.
Yeah.
It's going to be really easy. I mean, on time and on the handling. Yes, it's a little bit bumpy on all the potholes.
Yeah, ski pothole ice. It's that chains on these trucks.
Chain City. Get in here. I've got a little bit of traffic, my friend. And stopping timer now. What is that?
Oh, the network thing got my way. It's right around 8.
8 minutes.
Yeah. Is that what you show?
Yeah, I also show that. And also 5.3.
Oh,
It was showing 5.3 mpg. Do you want to write that
Yeah,
down?
that's pretty common.
Actually, not bad, for efficiency.
5.3.
5.3.
Wow.
And that's just measuring the maximum performance on the way up. We had a perfect run so far. Let me say what my MPG is.
Okay.
It says 4.8 MPG.
Hold on. 4.8.
And 7 minutes and 50 seconds time. So the time is not going to be a problem.
Well, that's about right, because if you were driving 60 the whole way, you should be 8 or a little under. So I concur.
At the very beginning of this video, we asked the question, is it any good at towing? So let's go over the numbers.
That's cool. Specs tell the story.
Yeah, on the downhill, what happened?
Well, you had 7 brake applications versus another Ranger 2024 that we ran with the other guys, a standard one, and it did 10 brake applications. So that's 3 less brake applications.
Yes, so that's pretty good.
Okay. And they both did it in about 8 minutes going up the mountain.
Plenty of power on the way up.
Oh yeah, an MPG. This monster got 5.3 versus its sister we did a month ago at 4.8.
So that's actually good numbers.
Yeah.
Yes, the regular Ranger towed a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
Because, it's capable of towing more, but these are really good specs. So the other categories that we have to consider are towing technologies, right?
Right.
Mirrors, and also comfort.
Oh yeah.
I think this truck is very comfortable.
Right. Well,
the seats are good.
Those Recaro seats or whatever they are, they fit me. Wide-bodied reporter.
The mirrors are good.
Yes, they're a little longer than normal.
Yes, so that's really great. The tech, like I showed you, there's something going on with this new Ranger Raptor.
Yeah.
It has the technology, but there's a couple of glitches that we found. So I'll give it kind of a half pass there.
Well, it's a brand new truck. First one.
Well, with the first one to buy.
I know it, so there you go. But
right.
You know what?
What?
This did pretty darn well. It's quieter than the other one.
Yes.
And this has a bigger engine, twin turbos.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of advantages to this.
Yeah, there are. And of course, the suspension works really good, except it squatted quite a lot.
Yeah.
But we expected that, right, from a
Off-road
Raptor.
trucks do that when you got a lot of wheel travel.
So the final answer, is it good at towing?
Yes.
Yes.
The specs show that it is. It
Yes.
passed the spec test.
I just wish it would tow a little bit more than 5,500 pounds. Maybe 6,000 or maybe a little bit more. But who am I to ask?
Well, it's the big brother has the same problem. Was it 5,000 pounds or whatever, 8,000 pounds?
Yeah, 8,200
versus
pounds.
21,000 pounds with the other Ford 150. So I don't know. I expect if you want wheel travel, you want to jump over the mountains, chase coyotes, you got to have wheel travel, which means you're going to squat with the trailer, unless you have that liquid
spring or air suspension.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining us on this one. Check out oldtfl.com as always and store.mrtruck.com.
Yes.
We'll see you next time.